Hello everybody, I'm John, and I have video this time. So it is now the 4th of September. It has now been a month since I started training for the Mikuthon, and I have done the Mikuthon as of August 31st. I did it the 31st because it came out on the 30th. I didn't have all the songs unlocked. Anyway, so how did the Mikuthon go? Well, it wasn't a complete disaster.
The Mikuthon kicked my ass.
So I ended up learning a lot of things about the Mikuthon. First and foremost, that if I'm going to capture myself with a bike cam, so to speak, with this very camera, I probably shouldn't attach it to the bike. And the second thing I learned was that this is going to be a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. The original plan was to do the Mikuthon on the first attempt and then close the book with this game, because I have another Miku game that I'd rather play, and that is called Project Diva Future Tone. But it looks like that Project Diva X is going to stick around for a little while. So if you couldn't tell by now, I didn't do the entire Mikuthon. Matter of fact, I didn't even reach my personal best. I figured out from where I landed in my first attempt, I lasted 55 minutes. Not even my personal best. My personal best on a bike is an hour and 20. But I did make it halfway through the game, and that revealed something to me about how I was training that's going to be useful for the next coming month. See, for the first 3 weeks, the way I timed my bike rides was I'd set an alarm for an hour, or depending on how long I wanted to get on the bike for, and then I'd go for that period of time. And that worked for me, but I realized that since I was going off a clock, if whenever I looked at a clock, I would just get to the closest milestone and give up because I knew what the time was. If I was ignorant to the time, I didn't have an issue. So instead of just looking at a time and setting an alarm, I just decided to go by song by song basis. I'm going to get to this song today, and tomorrow I'll go 2 songs past that. And while that did work and I was progressing through songs and getting further and further down the list, as it turns out, instead of getting longer and longer rides on the bike, they were actually shorter than what I was doing on a timer. Even with this information in hand now, I'm not going to go back to the timer. I feel like it's easier to gauge where I'm at by looking at what song I'm at and where I want to be goal-wise. So I'm going to get to Rain Explosion. Is it Holy Lance Explosion Boy or something like that? It's the Rin song. But as I said in the prelude video, or the prologue video, what do you want to call it? The first Mikuthon video, that I didn't exactly have an entire lot of confidence that I was going to do it on my first attempt. So I'm going to do it a monthly thing. At the end of every month, whether it be the 30th or the 31st of each month, I will do another attempt at the Mikuthon, and eventually I'll get through this game. But now for the results of the Mikuthon. From the training from the 1st of September to the 31st of September, my weigh-in was actually... When did I weigh in at Jenny Craig? To get my final weigh-in for that month. Okay, so my weigh-in was on the 1st of September, the day after the Mikuthon. Now I remember. So my total weight lost when I checked in at Jenny Craig, I was at 139.8, which means over the course of September, I lost 4.2 kilos, which is, I actually have this written down as well. That is 9.2 pounds over the course of 4 weeks, which I'm really, really happy with. I'm back in the 30s. I haven't been back in the 130s for maybe 6 months. So did everything go according to plan? No, not in the slightest. Have I learned a lot to brace for the next Mikuthon? Yeah. Do I see any more challenges coming in the next Mikuthon? Absolutely. So the thing right now is we're going through our seasonal change, as the world tends to do. And we're going from winter to spring. So, going to be a lot hotter now. Normally I did my bike rides after work every morning, like it is right now, and it would be a bit cooler. But when I did my attempt at the Mikuthon, it was, I think, 6 at night, so 1800. I had the light on, which is not what I normally do. I normally do it in the dark. Laptop on, PS4 on, TV on, capture going. It was really hot in my room, and I'm just going to have to get used to that. So, even though I didn't manage to complete the Mikuthon, Miku kicked my ass, actually. I only got halfway through. That's not even counting how the longer songs are all at the end. I did manage to lose 4.2 kilos, and that's a lot of weight. I might put the full attempt for the Mikuthon up. I don't know. It would be about an hour of a guy sweating really profusely on a bike. So if you're really into that, maybe I'll put. What I'm gonna do with it? Really don't. It was gonna be it was gonna be like a video experiment with just, let's see what happens when I put up this video of me exercising. Not pretty. Exercise isn't pretty. That's just the reality of it. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all next time.
Spooky.